The cultural legacy we get from the past, live within the present, and pass on to the next generation is what we refer to as heritage. With the 1972 Convention concerning the protection of the world cultural and natural heritage, UNESCO declared that some locations on Earth, like the Serengeti Forest in East Africa, the pyramids in Egypt, the Great Barrier Reef in Australia, and the Baroque cathedrals of Latin America, have exceptional universal value and are part of the common heritage of the humanity. Buildings, monuments, landscapes, works of arts, and artifacts are examples of tangible cultural heritage. Intangible cultural heritage includes folklore, customs, language, and natural heritage, including culturally significant landscapes and biodiversity also. The phrase is frequently used about concerns about protecting indigenous intellectual property. The cultural heritage of the Philippines is distinguished by its diversity of cultures. Although the various ethnic groups that make up the Philippine archipelago have only lately come to share a common national identity, their cultures have all been influenced by the geography, history, and long-standing interactions with long ethnic groups and colonial powers in the era. The country's culture has more recently been influenced by its involvement in the international world. The Philippines is home to several UNESCO World Heritage Sites, including the Banawe Rice Terraces, an ancient engineering marvel, and the Tubataha Reefs National Park, a marine sanctuary. The historic city of Vigan, a well-preserved Spanish colonial town, and the Puerto Princesa Subterranean River National Park, featuring an underground river, are also notable sites. Spanish-era churches such as the Church of San Agustin in Manila showcase the country's architectural heritage. Filipino culture is characterized by vibrant festivals, traditional music and dance, and delicious cuisines. Fiestas like Sinulog and Mascara showcase local traditions and Spanish flair. Traditional dances like Tinikling and Kundiman reflect the country's artistic expression. Filipino food featuring dishes like adobo, sinigang, and lechon is a flavorful blend of native and foreign influences. Overall, the Philippines' cultural richness is a testament to its people's creativity, adaptability, and warm hospitality.
Philippine boats are rich in diverse cultural heritage, shaped by its indigenous roots and centuries of the colonial influence. Pre-colonial societies developed unique traditions, languages, and artistic style deeply connected to their environment. Animistic belief and practices played a central role in their daily lives. The arrival of the Spanish in the 16th century introduced Catholicism and European culture, leading to a syncretism that blended indigenous and colonial elements and architecture, religious practices, and social structures. Subsequent American occupation added another layer of the cultural influence, particularly in language and education. This complex history continues to shape contemporary Filipino identity, traditional arts, crafts, and performing arts remaining vital, often adapting the modern trends while preserving their cultural significance. The preservation of the indigenous languages and costumes and increasingly important as the celebration of the regional diversity. The vibrant and evolving nature of the Filipino culture reflects its resilience, creativity, and ongoing adaptation to the global influence.
A love for tradition, exploring the Philippines' diverse cultural heritage. Though most people think of the Philippines as an island hopping destination, few are aware of its cultural richness. with more than 100 ethno-linguistic groups, each with their own traditions, rituals, and cuisine. These islands have countless stories with many more yet to be told. The history of the Philippines begins with the indigenous first peoples known as Negritos, who mixed with successive waves of Malay migrants from around 3000 BC. Then, in the 16th century, the Spanish established their first colonies on the islands. The 380 years of war and rebellion that followed, first against Spain, then against the United States from 1898, read like the script of an award-winning epic. The Philippines achieved full independence from the U.S. in 1946. This history is writ large across the 7,641 islands and told in more than 120 native languages. Today, 17 million Filipinos are of indigenous descent. Many live in mountainous areas and on remote islands, where their ancestors carved monumental rice terraces and built thatched limestone houses. Majestic, Spanish-influenced churches and ancestral homes still dominate town square. And English is widely spoken, meaning that you'll likely make lifelong friends here. You'll find that Filipinos are proud of their culture, and there are few things they love more than sharing it with visitors.